Hey guys, I'm going to take you through more of an upper body cars, just key focus for if you've been at a desk for a while. You can do this sitting. I'm going to show you standing and then we're going to take it into some wrists and some finger work. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start off our neck. Okay, if we get any closing angle pain, you want to try and avoid it. So a closing angle pain would be, say if I tilted over to this side and it was sort of impinging in there. Try and just skip out that movement. I'll show you ways of how we can actually rectify it, which I actually love at the moment. But first off, let's take you through the basic of the cars of our neck. So we want to retract our neck in, okay? We neck in, our chin in, so it becomes nice and long. So that might mean you're getting a double chin. You might have several, I don't know. I try and hopefully have just one. Normally we'll all stand like this, sit like this, you'll be looking at computers, looking at your family, and everyone's going to have their necks stuck out. We don't want to be in this position. We want to be nice and long, straightening up in here, okay? Being short tends to shorten off these neck muscles at the back, and a lot of people can get tension headaches from the shortening. You'll probably press at the bottom of your head, and it'd be quite tender in there. That could be a good pressure relief trigger point. But what we want to try and do is make your posture a little bit better how you're working. So you're going to retract that neck in to start off with, and all you're going to do is draw a line from one collarbone to the other. So my neck is staying nice and long. It's hard to do while you're talking. From one side to the other. Okay. Try not to let your shoulders come forward as well. So from the front, it's just coming on back, and you're just going to rotate from one side, cross your sternum to the other. From there, we're going to add on a circle. So we're going to rotate around. We take it into a side bend, into an extension, all the way around the back, coming over to the other side, back round, nice and tight to your neck, chin, to your chest, rotate all the way around. Again, if you have any closing angle pain, remember to skip that on out. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Don't let them come on all the way up. This is great to do in the morning and lunch whenever you can get that neck moving. All the way around. And then we're going to go the opposite way. Okay, so I tend to do about 2 or 3 rotations each way. You might find you get a little bit of pain and closing angles on opposite sides. You want to try and feel a stretch down the opposite side that you're going towards. All the way around. Keep it nice and long, reaching all the way back. Just that head that's moving. Coming all the way in. One more. And slowly I'm getting a little bit better at that each time. If you do have any closing angle pain, have a go. The side that you're feeling it, I know I just felt it a little bit. So just in here, I can feel a little bit tight. All you would do is a slight little bit of pressure in the opposite direction. Okay, just hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then give that cars another go. See if it's still there. Still got a little bit there. It's just moved on a little bit. It might be still there. So again, you're just going to press in a slightly different position. It might be the same position. Just keep practicing. Remember, not too much. You don't want to strain your neck. Just nice and gentle. Another 3, 2, 1. Continue that car all the way around. And that's feeling loads better. Okay, so have a go at that, but don't put too much pressure. If you're unsure, contact me, okay? Don't just go messing around with your neck, it's very important. Just a gentle pressure, and I'm just having my hand there for a bit of feedback, okay, into that. Next one we're gonna do is our scapulars. So our scapulars should sit nice and smooth on our rib cage, okay? So all our breathing, tend to breathe and bring our shoulders up and down quite a lot. We wanna try and avoid that. So we're going to work through the point of our scapula. Now, a lot of people are having their arms forward at a desk at the moment, so we're going to work it with our arms straight forward. I'm going to come side diagonal on so you can see my scapula moving a little bit easier. So we're going to protract it on forward, we're going to elevate it up, we're going to retract it back so it's like you're squeezing together, and you're going to depress it on down. That depression is quite hard, okay? So you're going to come on forwards, keep the arms straight, elevating on up, retracting on back, depressing down, and again, forwards in protraction, elevate up, retract back, depress down. From there, we're going to go the opposite way, so this should feel nice and smooth. We're going to elevate up, retract forward, depress down, retract back, elevate up, protract forward, depress down, retract back. One more, elevate up, protract forward, depress down, retract back. Okay, so you can see my shoulder working nice and smooth in there, shoulder scapula. You might find the other isn't quite as good. Mine's a little bit clicky on my left because I've got a displaced collarbone. I'm going to show you from the back. Hopefully you can see both hands, okay, out in front, and you can do them both together. Again, don't try and get that back into play as well. So I'm going to protract on forward, elevate up, retract back, so that's squeezing them back, and then depress down. I can already feel that my left hasn't got anywhere near as much control. It might be that it's winging a little bit as well, which is where we flare it out. So I need to work on this. So protract forward, elevate up, retract back, lowering on down. So protract forward, elevate up, retract back, depress on down. And then again, you can come back the other way, elevate up, protract forward, depress down, retract back, elevate up, protract forward, depress on down. Okay, so have a go in the different directions. Next one we're going to do is working our shoulders. Okay, so that's your ribs, that's your scapula that's moving on your ribs. You want to keep it nice and smooth in there. Shoulders, we are going to come up nice and close to that ear. You're going to go back as far as you can. You're then going to rotate that shoulder back behind you and taking it back towards your back pocket. From there, it's then going to come all the way up as far as you can, rotate on round into that V, and coming on forwards. Again, I'm going to show you the other side as well. So again, this side's not quite as good for me, so I can't get it back quite as far, but then I'm going to work that ball and socket joint, and I'm going to take it on all the way back to my back pocket, and then we're going to come on back into extension, rotate all the way around, feel that joint work. Now it's really simple to just wave your arms up and down and bring it all forward. That's not what we're doing. We're thinking about that joint. You tend to work just in a little range at the moment, and we want to try and get into those end ranges. So if your arm ever goes into that position, not back, it could be sport, it could be injury, you could fall, and you just lose your balance. As we've worked that direction in that area, you've got less chance of injuring it because we've worked it, okay? The less you work that area and that joint rotation, more likely chance it is that you can injure it, because you can get to that position. It might just be that you need a little bit of help, okay? So it's an active or a passive range. We're just working into that end ranges, okay? So you could come up both together, and then we're going to take it back. As you can see, I can go a little bit further back on one side than the other, okay? I'm going to rotate on round, make sure my ribs aren't flaring like this or arching, keep it on back, take it on back down to my back pocket, coming on up into that V, rotate around, and coming back in and back down, okay? Give it a go, okay? 2 or 3 rotations one way and then back the other. Next, we've got our elbows, okay? Elbows, again, is one that looks like we're not really doing anything, but we have got that movement coming up, rotating up and down. It's quite easy to do wrong. Okay, so again, you've probably been coming forward and we're in that position, so it's a great one to work. Keep those elbows tucked into our side. And imagine you're actually putting some force down, okay? I'm just going to tilt this so you can see a little bit more. So imagine that you're pushing down against something, you were trying to resist it, and then you're coming on up, palms up. Key thing, we're not doing this with our wrists and pushing on down. So palms to the floor, we're going to push on down. Rotate round, palms to ceiling. So it's just the elbows that are rotating. You know, my shoulders aren't moving. Rotating around, coming on up, rotate on down, coming on down. So I can show you the other way. So this time we're going to keep palms facing up, keep those shoulders back, coming on up. We rotate around. We push down against that resistance. Rotate, coming on up, rotate around, lowering on down. Rotate round. Remember, you can see my shoulders aren't moving. It is just my elbow. Okay, so it could be quite easy to do out at the side. Might be you want to do it out at the side. Let's show you. If you want to have a little bit of abduction, roll a towel. I'm just going to roll a little jumper up. Anything that you've got on either side of you, just put it in against your side in there. It's just going to take your arm out a little bit. And again, you're going to work it slightly different being out in that position. I can already feel it makes a difference in my wrist. As many of you know, don't have the best of wrists. So this is great to show you how that abduction just slightly changes that movement through the arm. Okay. Next, wrists. Again, you're going to have some fun watching this. Okay. You're going to imagine that this has got, no, you're not going to imagine, you're going to say, I'm going to put my phone on here. Okay, so my wrist can move all the way around, and what we're trying to make sure is that we're not doing this rotation at all, bringing in the elbow, so it's just going to be my wrist. So fingers nice and flat, okay, you can have your fingers out wide together. Key thing, we're not doing too much just with our fingers, and it is actually the wrist. Okay, now this is going to show you how good or rubbish I am. Okay, starting on flat, we're going to come on down and we're just going to move from side to side. Okay, keeping it into my elbow into my side, so we can just see the movement that we've got in here. We can then do it up and again from side to side. I really struggle with that movement. Okay, you can see it's restricted, and I know if I was to go any further, my phone would come off. That phone coming off indicates that I've lost that neutral. From there, we're then going to add in a circle. Okay, so my fingers are staying nice and straight. We're not curling on up, and then we're coming on all the way back up and round. Again, keep it slow and controlled as you come in all the way on round. You can see that I'm limited in the range of movement. And then you're going to go back the other way. Now, one side way might be better than the other. Again, I struggle here. Just feels blocked for me, and I don't have that stability in there through a few traumas. So hopefully this will help strengthen my wrists up. Each day I've been doing this, especially with laptop work as well. Have a go. You can also do this with a fist. Now for me, a fist is even harder to hold. It's a lot crunchier as well, one direction than the other. Again, try and do 2 or 3 one way and 2 or 3 the other. You can see that I'm really just isolating my wrist. If you could hear this well, you could hear my wrist is having a little party in there with all snap, crackle and pop all the way around. Okay, same on the other side. You might feel, you can see already that I've got better movement in there as we rotate from side to side. Windscreen washer, coming on up, and again, that little bit, I feel confident in it as well, more control. Probably Emma shouldn't do it as quick as that. Show it how it's meant to be. And then we're going to rotate all the way around. Nice and controlled. Again, you can see it's just my wrist doing the movement in there. You know, if you really don't want to drop something, you could have like a cup of coffee, maybe start with cold coffee to start off with, do an iced coffee, and maybe do it on a laminate floor so you don't spill it. And again, I'm going back the other direction and finding it tough in there. And I don't want to bring in, it's quite tempting to want my body to come into play in here as we're coming on round. Good, so have a go both ways. And then again with the wrist. Again, you can see I've got a lot more control in there. And then back the other way. It's not having a party, this one either. Good, see how that feels. Next, I'm going to show you how much from the fingers are. Okay, fingers. So like you've seen in the cars with our toes, we're now going to show you with your fingers. Again, it's good fun. So we can move lifting our fingers up individually. Yes? Okay, so this is my active range, okay? What we call our passive range is the range it can get to with you putting it all the way. Now you might find one finger is better than the other at doing it. Now this is improved for me, okay? I had a lot of tension in here as well before, and I just tend to hold it and stretch out my fingers. Again, it's all due to my wrist and my job. I got a lot of tension through my forearms and into my fingers. So like I just showed you, that's the movement I can get to actively. Passively, we're coming up quite high, okay? So in theory, I should be able to get my active range up to here. So again, talking about that joint, you type in all the time and you're probably just only moving your fingers like this. So it'd be interesting to see how people's fingers are from being at the computers all the time at the moment. So my passive range, I can get to there, like I was saying. I started wittering on. So if, say, I was to get my finger bent back, our finger can actually get bent back to that point. It tends to become injured and sore because we've not trained it in that range, okay? So I want to be able to train all the way in that range. It's a little bit like your hip getting to that range, ankles going to certain ranges, toes, fingers, it all applies, okay? So I'm trying to train my fingers at the moment to get up to my passive range. You won't believe that that's actually improved, okay? So you can do some controlled articular rotations. We can do some capsule cars on each individual one, going around in circles. But we can do some pails and rails as well, and some isometric holds. So isometric holds, I'm going to move it to the passive range. And my aim, this is where you can all have a laugh, is to keep my finger up there. So I'm holding in here, feeling that passive range. Now I've got to work that finger, can already feel it wanting to go down. Work that finger to hold it up in that position. So that's me holding my passive range now. Look how much it's dropped. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get it back up there. So I'm really trying to build and get the strength and get that stability up to that top end range, okay? It's the same again. I can let it go in 3, 2, 1. Hold it on up. Oh, it's just rubbish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay? So that's one way you can do it. You can then push it into the table, just that finger, and lift all the other ones up and just pushing that one down. We can put our pails and rails for 20%, 40, 60, 80, 100%. Really just push that one finger in. Push, 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 push. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now lift it on up. Has it got any higher? Bring those other ones on down. Still about the same. But it does, honestly, this has improved so much from what it was. So I'm getting it on up, and then you can even just do some single kickbacks, okay, lifting on up. And you can really see all the way up in my forearm what's working in there. People that might get elbow pain, look where it's coming from. Is it actually coming from the elbow, or is it something to do with the hand? Okay, so this shows how much my wrist has to do with things as well. I know that one finger I can feel in certain areas than the other, but look how I played the piano, working all those muscles in your forearm. Everything is interlinked. So give it a go. I'm really getting these fingers moving, okay? Get them all individualized, holding them up, okay? So active, hold it up, passive. Can you hold it up there? Really can't. This is, promise you, it has got better. I have taken pictures. So keep giving it a go, but stretch out these fingers, get them stretched out, because you're in such a short position and just moving in this area, okay? Just for your typing, get them stretched out. Make sure you're working the whole of your joints and get them strong, okay? Any questions, just let me know. If anyone's got any issues, any twinges, any problems, let me know. I should probably show my face again. But yeah, fingers are a funny one, but it can affect so much. So get some stretching on them, even some massage into your hands. You want to try and feel that it's nice and smooth in there, all the way into your thumb. Okay, using the mouse as well. Don't know if people use mouses anymore on their keypad. You know, just have a go. It is making a massive difference to me and my wrists. Okay, you don't want a repetitive strain injury. So give it a go. Try and get them in every day. Daily cars, okay? Daily cars in every day. If you can get them in a few times, get them in a few times. Look, my neck's already gone into this position. You'll easily do it. Just set a timer, get yourself up straight, push that neck on back, okay? So again, you can do in those neck rotations in there. One other one that I want to just show you that's on a chair, just getting your thoracic in there. So crossing over, okay, we're going to hinge forward, we're going to rotate to the side, we're going to take it on back, probably have a backless chair maybe, coming over to the side and rotating on round, okay. Just get some thoracic movement into that back, core tight, just don't have your back fully against the back half of your chair, forward, don't arch that back. We're just thinking of that thoracic back coming on over and round to the side. Again, one way and then the other. Have a go. Like I say, any issues, let me know. But I hope you all have a good day.